Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy Thursday, everyone. Time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. These are our daily updates here from our little restoration shop. So, come back to this, and why don't we start off with what I did today? And let me grab a light. Okay, there we go. I don't know why I didn't have one with me. I think this heat is affecting my brain, guys. It was literally 97 or 98 in the shop today. So drinking tons of water and fans blowing and all that stuff. And that's still pretty hot to be doing physical labor. Anyway, started off today by assembling and putting on the Z-bar on this guy, the 68 Ghia. Thanks to our viewer Steve, who OC Avant, who pointed out, and I don't know what, I think again the heat was affecting my brain. Z-bar was used on the last of the swing axle Beetles, 67 and 68, and the same for Ghias. And then of course they went to IRS, and the Z-bar became a moot point. So, but anyway, again, I think I explained yesterday briefly, the Z-bar is kind of like the opposite of a sway bar in that it actually increases or decreases rather roll stiffness. And again, it's the problem with the wheel potentially tucking under the outside wheel and a turn. So this kind of helps distribute that load so that that's much less likely to happen. So anyway, that's that. Yeah, I mean, all the hardware and stuff and these little gray plastic tubes, it all comes, well, the hardware comes as a separate kit, and then all of the various bushings and stuff and these gray tubes, that's another kit. Wolfsburg West has both of those things. And then of course we had the rods and the arms and all the other pieces powder coated, so good as new. Actually probably better than new because they weren't powder coated from the factory, that's for sure. So yeah, definitely did not look that nice coming from Volkswagen. So let's walk around and see the other side because they are somewhat different. They're kind of opposites of each other. So this one, you see the arm is actually facing forward. On the other one, the arm is facing towards the rear of the car. And so that's how they sort of act like the opposite of a sway bar. If they were like a sway bar, then both arms would be facing the same way essentially, but because they're opposite, it kind of has the opposite effect of a sway bar. But anyway, yeah, so that all went together pretty smooth and went on and greased up all the various joints and stuff. So there you go. It looks really nice. Really happy with how the back underside of this car, which again no one will see for the most part once it's assembled, but that's no reason to not make it look beautiful. So there you go. Anyway, so that's what happened on the back of this car today. On the front of the car, I decided to just keep working on this car since I had some momentum. And honestly, when it's this hot, guys, I like to just kind of do something that I don't want to say it's like a no-brainer because again, we're always paying a lot of attention to details, but I just kind of like sit on the floor and assemble things that are, like relatively simple parts that don't weigh a lot and stuff like that. So when it's this hot, I try and kind of find things like that where again, I'm just like, sitting here on the floor on a towel and just basically like bolting stuff together. And so, yeah, that's kind of why I kept doing that today. Anyway, so the front beam itself went in, and of course that's all been painted, and the arms have been powder coated and have new German ball joints in them. This giant saucer here is the backing plate for stock disc brakes, which this car had. And yeah, of course the spindles are on, obviously, and all their respective hardware and the adjuster. So I always set these adjusters at max caster and zero camber, at least as far as like this thing being centered in that way. That's how I always set them up. And then I put a Sharpie mark in the center here so that just to like make an easy reference when I'm adjusting them. There is actually a mark on these things, but it's on the opposite side from here, the way I set them up. And it's kind of hard to see. And usually when I do adjustments, I'm working from the front of the car facing this way. So it just makes it easy for me to have that point of reference on the front. And again, I always start in that orientation and then adjust things as needed to pretty much you're just dialing in, really just dialing in the camber essentially. The camber and caster are not really separate on these, so pretty much put them at max caster and then do any fine tuning to essentially just adjust the camber. So that's how I set them up anyway. But anyway, yeah, beam went in and all restored hardware and stuff like that. And yeah, I think that is about it on the front of this car here. Got these little pads in here, and of course restored these little plates and stuff like that. So, by the way, for the longest time, Wolfsburg West was actually out of these upper rubber pad, the ones that go here, and they finally got them back in. So I actually bought 2 sets because that car, when I put its front suspension on after, you know, restoring it like I did here, they were out of them. And so that car literally has been waiting, you know, it's not like the car was finished and we were just waiting on those, but I definitely, I bought a set for that car. So those will be going on at some point. And it's like literally a 2-minute job to put them on. But yeah, Wolfsburg has those again. So good for them and good for me. I think that is pretty much it for this one, guys. Let's talk about the bus for a second, the green one. Picked up a whole bunch of Wolfsburg West parts for it this morning. And then Santiago, our interior magician, has been creating the interior panels. And I think he's almost done. They'll probably, I think, maybe be going in tomorrow. So really excited to show you guys those because they look amazing. Very happy that the owner elected to let us go ahead and finish his interior up properly by also doing the interior panels. It had some basically black cardboard panels in it, and you know, he was having us do the seat and then he had us do the headliner. So it's like, well, at that point, you know, budget allowing, we kind of suggested that we do the interior panels too. And actually, I think he brought it up. I was going to, and then he brought it up too. I guess he kind of went through the same thought process that we did, as far as you know, we've already done the headliner and the seats and stuff like that. Let's just go ahead and kind of go all the way, so to speak, as far as finishing out the inside of the bus with the rest of the panels. So yeah, those are almost done, and I'll tell you guys, they're looking pretty amazing. So excited to see those actually be installed. Rene, our paint and body magician, today was spraying, doing the final prep, and then spraying the touch-up paint on the red cowlick car. This was the car that was the last car that we painted at an outside shop, and it had a bunch of cracks in the paint that we're fixing under warranty for the customer because we're nice guys. And yeah, so he actually sprayed that today. I went and picked up the paint, and he did a spray out. The color looks good. And so, yeah, he blended that in and then clear coated all those panels. So tomorrow, pretty much a little color sanding and buffing of those areas. And then, yeah, the customer is actually out of town or about to be out of town. And so he's going to pick the car up a week from Saturday. So I still have to do something with the radio. I think I'm going to install an amplifier. And then I need to put back in the Gene Berg shifter, which Berg fixed because it had a problem on it. Anyway, so let's talk about this thing. So our mystery guy who does our polishing has been hard at work on this. And as you can see, he has, I think on the back of the car and the roof, he's already done, and it's a little dirty now, but he's already done compound, which is the coarser one that you start with. And then I think he's done 2 successive rounds of the polish with finer and finer polish. I think there's just one more stage of polish left on the back of the car. So yeah, I think that the video is not really doing it a lot of justice, but yeah, this thing is gonna look insane when it's done. And so again, just kind of a sneak peek here. This is kind of what we're looking at. And outside, I mean, the car is so bright. This guy is never going to have to worry about somebody hitting him because they don't see him. Not going to happen. Anyway, so he's not coming today, our guy that's doing the polishing, but next he'll be working on the front, which has of course been color sanded up to, I think, like 3,000 grit, wet sanded, color sanded, and then our other guy will start doing the polishing and buffing and so on that. So, yep. But yeah, guys, look at that, and that's not even done. Like I said, it's got at least one more round of very fine, high detail polishing to go. So, pretty fun seeing it come together and seeing this wild orange and this wild yellow green, and then this green all in the shop at the same time, and then, you know, some like sea blue and dove blue and mouse gray and can't remember the name of this blue, and velvet green, all these colors mixed in. Super fun, guys. It's like being in a giant candy store. Anyway, guys, a little bit shorter episode today, but that is pretty much what happened. So with that, I will see you guys again tomorrow. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and likes and comments always appreciated too. See you soon. Bye.